Good evening. First, I would really like to thank Y4D for completing 6 years. You are doing splendid job. So, heartiest congratulations to you. And I believe that in next decade or so, you will able to excel multiple folds. And together, we will build the aspirational India, the India of 2047, which we all are dreaming of. I would like to thank Shweta ji for inviting me. She's a very dear friend. And today I am here, but when I used to when I came to Pune from US, she has actually guided me, helped me, mentored me in many ways. So thank you, Shweta ji. When I was talking to Praful, what should I say? Whether I should talk about Y4D's great work? He said, no, you talk about education policy because currently you are working with Ministry of Education. And I said, I will be more than happy to share with you what we are doing. Sometime back, about an hour back, we were listening to Pillai ji, and he made 4 or 5 important points. And when I was listening to him, I felt really very glad that at least on some of the points we are really working currently. And I will take this opportunity to share with you what we are doing, how we are working, and the impact which we are trying to do to this new education policy. You are aware that the document of new education policy was released last year. But the work on that document started in 2016. And in 2019, that document was first put in public domain for consultations, for giving suggestions, for actually brainstorming. And there were multiple meetings which were organized. And many of you will not believe that we got more than 2 lakh suggestions. And internally it was very difficult for us to actually go through all those suggestions. But there was a team, a big team which was put by Ministry of Education, at that time Ministry of Human Resource Development, to actually scan through those suggestions. And they were rightly bucketed. And eventually the policy was further modified. But when we were going through the policy, when multiple meetings were happening, we saw that for some of the important areas, some of the important points, we need not wait, we should not wait for this policy to get implemented. And one of the prime important point in that was innovation. So an innovation cell was formed within Ministry of Education, and fortunately I got appointed as first Chief Innovation Officer. And the primary agenda of this innovation cell is to tell our students, is to tell our faculty members, is to tell our parents that moving forward, chase ideas and don't chase grades and marks. If we have to really emerge as Jagat Guru, what earlier people were saying, then we have to emerge as a knowledge-based society, knowledge-based economy. And when we say knowledge-based society, means what? We have to push our generation to think differently, to think out of box, generate ideas, and not just generate ideas. Currently, for the country, but we have to generate ideas which will have global impact. And that's what we really need to achieve through this new education policy. And ministry is very focused in this area. We are doing multiple initiatives to get rid of this swallow and vomit kind of education system which we are currently in. As you are aware, currently when we are training teachers, when we are talking to students, everyone wants ready-made answers. For last 70 years, we have inculcated this habit of spoon feeding. And nobody is ready to think or ready to actually move forward in that direction where they want to do new experiments, get into new concepts. Everyone wants ready-made material. And it's getting very difficult for us, but we are trying. When we sit on such kind of forums, we talk about innovation a lot. But if you really go and visit a vice chancellor or a principal of an institute or a school, and you ask them what you are doing, many of them don't have very, very concrete answers. And if we want to achieve that, then we have to handhold these institutions. And through this new education policy, through our innovation cell, we are currently trying to do that. What we wish to now achieve is to ensure that this concept actually reaches tier 2, tier 3 cities, tier 2, tier 3 institutions. Because even if you go to worst of the institutions, tier 4 institutions, what we call, there also you will find 10 to 15% students which are really very good. They are out-of-box thinkers. But they need to be supported. They need to be given that platform to showcase their talent. Many times, what happens is that we end up going to always IITs. As government also, it's very easy for us to go to IITs, collaborate with them, or IIC Bangalore. But what I have realized over a period of time is that undoubtedly IITians are really good students, but they need not be out-of-box thinkers. So, what we really need to do is to actually sensitize parents, teachers, students in our towns, in our villages, and actually take their ideas logically forward. So for that, now we have started training 50,000 teachers as innovation ambassadors, CBSE teachers. I am personally doing it. And what we are teaching them, what we are training them is on design thinking, critical thinking, how to visualize a problem, how to identify a problem, then how to visualize a solution for that problem, how to think 360 degree about a problem, how to own up an idea, how to register an idea. IP filing, very, very critical. Because owning up of idea is going to actually make us Jagat Guru what we are talking about. But if you really look at our patent filing, it's really very poor. China on annual basis is filing 15 lakh patents. India is filing somewhere around 40,000 to 45,000. Huge disparity. And out of that 45,000, about 60% are by NRIs, non-residents. We have 40,000 plus higher educational institutions, 5 lakhs plus schools. And we need to ensure they are not dumb people, but the ecosystem is missing. And through this national education policy, we are trying to create that ecosystem. If you see, 3 days back, announcement by Ministry of Commerce, actually we can take my group can take credit for that. The patent filing fee for educational institutes has been reduced by 80%. Honorable Piyush Goyal ji actually made that announcement that gazette notification is also out. Means what? An educational institute can file a patent now in less than 2,000 rupees. So, what I will use this forum to request all the parents, teachers, volunteers, youngsters to tell their friends, to tell their family members, and for themselves itself, that they should start chasing ideas. They should work on new ideas. Because what we have realized is that ideas are getting killed at home by our elders and at school by our teachers. And we have to change this. Just before finishing, I will just share with you one course which we actually started because of this. When we spoke to large number of youngsters across the country, many of them told us that, sir, we want to do entrepreneurship, we want to do startups, but our parents are not allowing. Our spouses or our partners, girlfriend, boyfriends are not allowing this. So we said, what we can do something to change this. So we started an MBA course in innovation, entrepreneurship and venture development. The reason we gave it an MBA, because it's a recognized, so that we can get it a recognized course. But it's not a conventional MBA. It's an incubator-based MBA. This is the third edition for that course which is currently happening. 70% is incubator-based training. Only 30% is classroom-based training. And you can take admissions in group. So, student actually under the garb of MBA pursues entrepreneurship. Take his idea forward, work on it. He can tell the world, or his parents can tell the world, that मेरा बच्चा MBA कर रहा है या मेरी बच्ची MBA कर रही है. But वो एक्चुअल में, असल में एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप कर रहा होता है उसमें. Because of the social pressures which are there within this country, we had to do this. And after 2 years of systematic training, अगर उसका एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप अच्छा है, तो he registers a startup and moves forward in that direction. अगर नहीं है, he emerges as intrapreneur, which is also required by large number of companies. If I start talking into details of NEP, I can talk for 2 or 3 years. 3 hours. Sorry. 2 or 3 hours I can talk. But considering time constraint, I will be more than happy to have an offline discussions with all of you on different schemes, different facets of NEP, how this multiple entry, multiple exit is going to work. Currently, actually, we are working on a Jhaki for 26 January on NEP, where we are trying to design all the concept of that, and we are going to present it. We are working with Ministry of Defense in that direction. But what I wish to say here is that as education is changing, as our country is aspiring, we are looking at a very, very vibrant society, very, very, what we can say, progressive society by 2047. We are envisaging Bharat as a developed nation by 2047, and role of government institutions as well as non-government institutions are going to be extremely critical. This PPP model has to work. We have to join hands. And yes, I would like to certainly explore further on how Y4D as well as Ministry of Education can come together and work, especially in this sector, so that together we will be able to achieve the Bharat which we are dreaming of. Thank you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate for giving me this opportunity. Once again, I wish you great luck for your future. Thank you, Praful.